Hello and welcome to Fundy Fortunes. My name is Natalie. I'm an empath and also an intuitive card reader. Whoa. I've got my fan going here off camera because it's really hot here. There. I'll just put one of my cleansing stones on top of them so they won't blow around. Cards flying everywhere. Anyways, welcome. I'm here today to do a mid-monthly tarot reading for the sign of Leo for mid-month August 2016. For those of you that are brand new, this is your first visit to Fundy Fortunes. For all my online readings, I use the Oceanic Tarot deck. Everything's backwards. Okay, and I pick 5 cards from it. At the end, I also use one significator at the very end, so it's actually a 6-card reading. It's 5 cards. First card is your overall energy. Your second card is your wealth, finances. Your third card is your romance, your love, anything that's close to your heart. Number 4 are your challenges for the rest of August. And number 5 is your message from spirit. And then I draw a significator for the overall aura of the reading. As I said, I've got a fan that's just off camera here. It is so warm. So warm. Anyways, we're not used to this here in Atlantic Canada, in the Maritimes. These hot. We're used to. Yeah, we expect humidity, but the heat is a little bit much. So I'm just trying to keep cool and relaxed and calm and kind of in the zone, kind of thing to do these readings. I'd also like to say thank you before I do anything else, because gratitude. Everything's about gratitude, and I want to say thank you for all my previous subscribers and any recent new subscribers, and to all would-be subscribers, please feel welcome. Big warm welcome, open door to Fundy Fortunes to join the channel here with us. The subscription button's down below. This screen, you just click it. Every time Fundy Fortunes posts anything new, you'll be notified via your email notifications. Also, if you find you like this reading and you want it on a personal level, because this is a general reading, which may or may not resonate with you on a personal level. You may take bits and pieces, you may not get anything at all. But if you find you want something personalized, just down below in the description box, all the information there pertaining to private readings of Fundy Fortunes can be found there. Very straightforward and very, very easy to figure out. Okay, so let's get on with the reading. So the first card that I drew for you, Leo, is the King of Swords. And he's all about ambition. Off camera. Sorry. Okay. So this King of Swords, he's a man who's very clever. He's a very strong leader. He's very ambitious. He's a great strategist as well. He's also very charming. He can offer calm and logic in a state of upheaval or a state of nerves or upset. He can be a good guy to have around, especially with legal issues. Some of you are going to be dealing with legal issues for the mid-month of August, if that hasn't already started for you. That doesn't mean anything bad. I'm getting the nudge to say for some of you, this could be you're starting a new business, taking over a business, implementing something, getting it off the ground that requires legal signatures and documents, licenses, and this kind of thing, in order for you to legally run or undertake this project that you're going to undertake. If you are, you might want to have this guy on your side. He makes a really good friend and a wonderful advisor as well. So he can offer a lot of calm, and he can see facts without being swayed emotionally either way. And you, if you're the emotional type, if you're overexcited or too excited, is starting anything new like this, when it comes down to being registered, licensed, and this kind of thing, contracts being signed, it can be hard to see straight ahead what's just the facts in front of you because of all this emotional excitement that you're feeling, which is quite natural. But it can be hard to get on top of that when it's you. This is all about you and what your project is that you're undertaking. That's where this guy can come in really, really handy. He's your overall energy for this reading. He's going to be there at some point or another for you, okay? He'll never steer you wrong. The advice of this card is to look for facts before making any decisions. Fairness and balance, decisions, strength, justice, and support. This man is going to be your lifeline. So that's your overall energy. And card number 2 is in your financial and wealth sector, and it is the High Priestess, and she's all about intuition. And I'll learn to do this the other way. This is the infinity sign that you see right here that's floating above her left hand. That infinity, of course, means into infinity and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear said in the show, and I can never remember the name of it. But anyway, infinity means goes on forever. There's never an ending. This is for your lifetime, kind of thing. The key words with her are wisdom, secrets, discretion, teachings, vision, and dreams. Advice is to keep thoughts and feelings to yourself and listen to your intuition. This is a time for learning. This is the wise woman of the ocean. Okay, so she's very beautiful. I love these. I love the Oceana Tarot deck. They're very beautiful. They're all mermaids and mermans and merboys and mergirls. Beautiful artwork. Very subtle, very soft. Just the way everything would appear to be underwater. Um, so, yes, just to touch on, the only thing flying in my hair are these cards, too. Um, you have visions, you have dreams, and your visions are about having your own independence, making your own money, and becoming successful. This is something that I think most of us all want all the time. Um, but in this case for you, Leo, this is becoming a reality, and this is all about you. Use discretion. Don't go telling everybody your great ideas and what you've got going on and you're thinking of implementing. Don't do that, because you know what? They say imitation is the highest form of flattery. Bullcrap. Imitation is the highest form of copycat. Okay, and you don't want people stealing your ideas, especially before you get copyrights, legal things, copyrights, registrations, ownership, legal paper showing ownership, legal paper showing business in your name. It's already been taken. This is your baby, nobody else's. But if you're not careful, not only that, zip the lip for a while when you're learning new things, because there's teachings with this card. This card brings teachings of learning new things and of people coming in like this guy, the King of Swords, bringing wisdom with him. And he could be a good teacher for you. If you listen up and you pay attention, this is going to benefit you in the long run. Into infinity. Stuff that you can use that you'll learn now, 20 years down the road, are still going to apply, especially in the world of business. There are some things that are written in gold or written in stone that never ever change. So these are the things that you need. Also, listen to your intuition. Your intuition is going to be singing to you during the last couple of weeks. If it feels good, do it. If you hesitate and then you start to question what ifs, don't walk away. When the what ifs start popping up, just walk away. It either is or it isn't. It is what it is. So that's really important for you to remember. So the third card that I drew for you, Lee, is the Ten of Swords. Oh dear. And it fell in your romance sector, your love, your heart, and it's all about endings. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Because it's the 10, it's the final number card here in the Suit of Swords. So this sums up endings. And some of these endings, I feel to tell some of you, will involve a certain degree of drama. Drama is a key word here. And some of you will be the ones that will be left behind. Some of you are going to be the ones that are going to be doing the leaving. For those of you that are going to find yourselves being the ones left behind, there may be feelings of shock for some. Didn't see that coming, kind of thing. For others, a sense of relief. It may be you didn't see it coming either, but it's kind of been there all along, like in the back of your head. And this could also be the passing on of somebody, where the shock value comes in. It could be for somebody that's been watching somebody very ill dying a very slow death. And when a death occurs after many months of watching your loved one suffer, there's a feeling of relief. So relief can come into play there too, very, very strongly. For those of you going through the breakups, you have to stop and realize that it is what it is, and what once was is no longer growing, and it cannot grow anymore. It has run its course. It's run its path. You'll get through it. just like everything else every other day. Easy for me to sit here and say that, but I've been through it many times myself, and we don't feel it at the moment, especially those of you going through the shock. You'll have to get through the shock before the full reality of the situation and all that it encompasses to realize all that, and before you can even begin to deal with everything that separation, the breakdown encompasses, and how it's going to affect different aspects of your life. One thing about this card, when it shows up in a reading, it tells the truth. This is a card of truth. It can help you. It can show you what needs to be released. You know, I don't want to use that corny old expression of when one door closes, another one opens. But that's kind of like the way life really is. The corniest things are the things that are closest to fact-based, to real life. And they're sayings and expressions for a reason, because they happen a lot. They happen to a lot of people. So yeah, when one door closes, another, it has to. It's just the law of physics. The law of attraction, the law of physics. You know, if you close a door, and there's always another door to go through to get through to the other side. What you need to do, from the advice of this card, is to let go, walk away. All right? Just, it's easier said than done. I don't mean to come off as brass or forceful or unfeeling. It's just I'm reading the cards for the facts that they are, and there's no messing around with the cards. They are based in truths and hard reality. I don't mean to be hard. I think I come off that way with people that don't know me, like some of you viewers may say, well, she's a hard ass. I'm not really. I'm not. But I am a very direct person, and I tell it like it is. But I try to do it with compassion. So don't take me wrong, and don't take me the cold way when I say just let it go and walk away. That's easier said than done. But it's something you're going to have to force yourself to do if you want to move on. That's the reality of that situation. Try not to dwell on the past too much. Please, please, please leave a little window open for your heart and your soul, for newness to come in, for freshness to come in. It's not like you're never going to love again. It's not like you're never going to smile or laugh again, because you will. Over time, you will. These things will come to you. And you know what? They'll start happening, and you won't even be aware that it's going on until long after the fact. You'll be like, oh my gosh, you know, I actually forgot about them today for a while when I was with these people, or when this or that was going on, or where I found myself somewhere. I forgot about that. I forgot about the breakup. I forgot about them. I forgot about the heartache. And I actually laughed out loud. It's something that was hilarious today. I haven't laughed in a couple of months. That's when you know, okay, I'm going to be all right. It still hurts. I'm still sad. But it's going to be okay. I'm going to get past it. Keywords for this card are completion, release, drama, transformation, victimhood, truth, and shock. And all those things are encompassed when we go through things that we didn't see coming. This is something coming really, really fast for some of you, and you've been completely innocent, and you are feeling like the victim. And you probably are. You live and you learn. And the older you get, and the more things you go through like this, the more you learn about human nature and characters of people. And you learn to become a better judge of what a person is all about, what their character is all about. Okay, so the next card that I called for you, oh, I don't like this card either. Five of Pentacles. It's all about abandonment. Sorry, Leo. Oh, Leo. So those cards all kind of fit in together. These last two cards, they fit in together. The keywords for this card are isolation, money problems, rejection, bias, fear, risk, and relationships. I'm really sorry to tell you that. This is just for some of you, remember. It's a general reading. It's not for, you know, I get the nudge to say maybe three. Maybe three Leos that are watching this are going to be going through this. The advice of this card is that you do have some support. You may need to go looking outside your usual circle to know how to handle this and deal with this. Sometimes Sometimes talking to a complete stranger, as I said in one of the other videos, this card came up. And my advice was, if you're not comfortable talking with your friends and hearing I told you so, because some of them maybe, they don't mean anything by that, but it's like they tried to save you the heartache and the trouble. They seen it coming, you didn't. Well, they weren't in love, you were, right? Or maybe trying to accept a death. Everybody knew it was coming, and you kept saying there's always a chance for a miracle. Well, the miracle was that they were finally released from their pain, and that's how you're going to have to look at that to get through it. But if you go find even there's helplines that you can call. Look in your local phone book. If you just want someone to talk to, that's what they're there for. To stop you from sliding into a dark place. You can also, just as simple, I don't know where everybody else lives, but where I live, the nearest city that I grew up in, I am rural right now, but the city I grew up in is about a half an hour drive away. And the people there in that city, you can say a lot of down things about it, but the people are very friendly and very fast. Just like that, you could be standing in a bank line and someone will start talking to you about anything, about the news, current events, the weather, whatever. If you go into a coffee shop, and Lord knows that city has a lot of coffee shops. For those of you that are Canadian, Tim Hortons is a major icon for Canada, and it's a chain of coffee shops that has crossed the border, because I'm almost on the border of the USA, the state of Maine. So Tim Hortons, I've heard that even in New York City, that they have Tim Hortons there, so it's kind of gone. But my point is that in this area, you can walk into a coffee shop and sit at a table or sit at a counter and be having a coffee. And if you're in there in the slow time of day when it's not real busy and there's just a few souls sitting around sipping coffee by themselves, guaranteed you can strike up conversation and very easily bring about your own personal situation. And talk to a complete stranger, get their feedback and see how they feel. Don't feel shy. Don't think that's stupid, because it's not stupid to do that. Because some of the best conversations are with people that don't know us, that aren't there to judge us. And you could usually tell by a person's face if they're compassionate or kind or not. And you know what? At the end of the coffee, who cares? That person's going to leave, you're going to leave, and you'll probably never see each other again. All right? And if you do, it's because you went back to that coffee shop and you ran into that person. And now when you see each other, you sit together at the counter, you move down, you grab your coffee, move down beside them. There's always someone to talk to. Don't let yourself, love yourself, feel good about yourself, protect yourself. Nobody can protect you the way you can protect yourself, including your heart and your soul. And put yourself first. It's going to take some work. It's like digging yourself out of a mudslide. And it's going to be hard and strenuous. And you're going to get tired. But you'll get closer and closer to the surface. And coming up for air to breathe is going to be a miraculous thing for you at some point. You need to stay strong. This card also reveals that there's a fear of poverty and isolation, rather than what your reality is. So when one thing goes wrong, it's like everything's going to go wrong. That is what you're expecting to happen. You're expecting everything's going to go wrong. Yes, if you were living and cohabitating or married to somebody, and this whole shock thing about the relationship ending, it will affect your financial sector. It's a given. It's hand in hand. Unless you were the main breadwinner, then what will happen is that you'll end up with more money in your pocket, more money, right? Um, don't fear the poverty. That's not where you're at. Stick with the facts. Stick with reality and what's really going on. Don't be afraid that it's going to trickle down to your job and you may lose your job. You will feel alone because of the ending of the relationship. And usually financial changes do come with the breakup of a relationship, but you may not affect you that way. This, as I said, it's not for everybody. So the next card that I drew for you is your message for spirit. It's a card of judgment, and it's about self-reflection. There you go. Right there in that other card. Okay? There we go. All right. I'm just going to grab a little drink of my lemonade here. Very dry. Okay. Lemonade. Sour. This card tells you that it's time for you to go into the past and take stock before moving on. That basically means for you, Leo, learning from the lessons from your past. If you're one going through the breakthrough, even if you're the one that caused the breakup, not always necessarily the one that's left behind, but you may have caused it. In order for that to not happen again, the card suggests that you go into the past a little bit and discover what not to do next time. Big lessons to be learned here for you. There's nothing wrong if you muse on happy times. It's not going to affect anything because you may have a tendency to want to do that. You may discover some unfinished business as well, and you may have to go back to do that. You may have to actually go to a person from your past to find some answers to some questions that you have. You're going to want to know, for some of you, and the nudge is to tell you, for some of you, you're looking back over, because of this breakup thing, and maybe not for some of you, but you find yourself going into the past and decisions that you made and things that you did, and you're going to be wondering, did I do the right thing? So you have to go back and revisit the past and somebody from your past to find out, to come back and check up on this, whatever it was that you did, and think, did I do the right thing? Was it the proper thing to do? Was it the right way to go? Another meaning for this card is a spiritual connection, linking with those in spirits and guides, angels, and loved ones. Some of you are going to think about giving somebody from your past a second chance, that maybe you found that you were too harsh, you ended it too quickly, you moved away too fast, you turned your back too fast, too cold, too hard. These are some of the things that can happen. Don't be so hard on yourself if you've made some mistakes. Go back and ask for forgiveness, or just say you're sorry. You won't melt into a puddle of mud. Just say you're sorry if you know in your heart that you did something wrong. Spirituality is a big thing with this card. So you may have somebody trying to reach from the other side, or if you have an angel in your life, she's trying to tell you, he's trying to tell you something. Spirits, I think, are always there, and they're always around us. Newborn spirits, spirits that haven't been born yet, spirits that were born, spirits that we knew are there trying to maybe guide you. You know, you get the niggle in your belly or in here, listen to that. Sometimes that's what it is. Sometimes it's spirit speaking to you, spirits or angels. All right, now we're on to the significator. And I drew for you the Ace of Swords. Aces are all about new beginnings, endings and beginnings, and wrapping things up in new ventures. A change sometimes in the way we think. We adopt new changes in the way we think. One moment, because I want to haul my book out on him, on this one, the Ace of Swords. It'll just be one moment. The Ace of Swords stands for the ability to see things with a clearer perspective. When this card rules, we're able to remove the confusion which tends to cloud our judgment. We can see what is important and what is worth fighting for. It can also help us to identify the red herrings that prevent us from thinking clearly. So there you are. What I'm feeling nudged to tell you, Leo, all Leos, some big changes coming up. Maybe one change that can upset everything from as you know it right now. If you know, especially with relationships, jobs, businesses, and things like this. For those of you starting a new venture, a new project, a new business, these are all the changes that are going to come across. You're going to have this one guy right there, this guy here helping you along. So pay attention to that. The endings as well, you know, could come as Um, you know, your place of employment for some of you could close down, snap like that. How many times do you see on the news or hear stories about people working somewhere 18 years and one day they go to work just like they always do and they go to pull the door open and it's locked? There's a shock of an ending right there. Company folded overnight. You didn't see it coming. You didn't get the memo. Nobody got the memo because the memo wasn't sent out. This can happen as well. And this does affect your financial sector. All those things fit into such a situation. What you need to do is to gather your thoughts, clear your mind, stick to facts, not fantasy. Think about you, put yourself first, get your feet moving, and move forward. Don't stay in one spot. Accept the shock and say, there's nothing I can do about this. That applies for any of these endings. That may apply to you. There's nothing you can do about it. Endings are endings. They're over. The Ace of Swords says another door is opening. You're going to move on and things are going to get better. They always do. Given enough time, Leo, they always do. So, I can't remember what the first monthly reading for August for Leo was about. I thought it was pretty good. I don't have the time to go back and review all these before I do the mid-monthly to go back to the first because there's 12 of them and it's too time consuming. But this is what's going on at the end, Leo. Um, the last half of August, these are things to listen up and pay attention to. It's not all bad. There's good no matter where you look in this world. That's my advice. No matter where you look in this world, if you look hard enough, you can find good. You can find love. You'll find happiness. For those of you going through a breakup, for those of you that felt you had to get out of a relationship and it was a snap decision and you just walked and said, I can't even take another minute of this, I'm out of here, I feel for you. For those of you that became the victim, my heart goes out to you as well. Nobody wants to be having the rug pulled from under their feet. You know, going along your life, going along your day, going along the moments, and all of a sudden, everything changes. It's like an accident. When an accident happens, it's a split second. But you know what? Even bad things happen for good reasons. That's kind of weird, but that's the way life is. That's the reality of life. You know, I'd be no different. If I had something really quick come on me, I'd fall right apart too. But I'm old enough and been around enough to know that all I have to do is get through this hurdle, get through this pain, handle the pain. Here's another thing I believe in too. When people say stop feeling sorry for yourself, suck it up and move on. No, you don't suck it up and move on. And no, you don't stop and just shut the pain. You cannot do that. What you need to do is to love yourself, care for yourself, be concerned for yourself. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Deal with it. Feel it. Bring it on. You know, do the ugly face crying. You know, I'm not trying to make fun of it, but really, pour it out. Let it come out of you. Don't hold it all in. You cry, you scream, you holler, you stomp your feet. You know, you wreck things, you rip things. After a while, you will dry up. The tears will stop flowing and you'll get tired, so tired of feeling that way. And little by little, you'll start to crack that little door open a bit. A little bit of sunshine will peek in. And you'll find that's a good thing. So maybe open the door a little bit more. A week later, a little more sun comes in. Open it a bit more. Now there's a nice breeze coming in with the warm sun. Life starts to look possible again. Happiness starts to look possible again. So that's what we need to do. Anyway, Leo, we're into almost 30 minutes for a reading for mid-month. And all I can say is my heart is with you for those of you going through any pain or breakups, especially the ones that are shocked, especially the ones that have to deal with a lot of adrenaline. My heart goes out to you. For the rest of you that are dealing with legal matters, just be very careful. Go through every contract, every piece of paper with a fine-tooth comb. Keep your emotional self out of it. Remain with the facts and remain logical. And if this guy shows up, I keep getting drawn back to him. He's going to be a big asset. He's not emotionally linked to anything in your life, okay, except that he's there to help. So, Leo, that was your reading. Come back and see me. Oh my goodness, the next monthly readings are going to be for September. Can you believe it? Summer will be on its way on the downside. What a summer it's been. Summer of love for most of the signs. Wonderful thing. A lot of magical things have been happening. And that's a good thing, and I feel really good about that too for everybody else. So come back and see me if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Please, please, please do. Love to have you. Like to see the numbers grow. Support the channel. A big thanks goes out to one of my supporters. Went out and bought me a brand new webcam. So I've been playing around with that a little bit. Thank you very much, Mike Sheehan. Mwah, to you. I love that. He believes in the channel, believes in me, so he just got tired of seeing me struggle all the time with these webcams. And he said, I'm sick of watching. It's painful to watch you struggle. So he went out and bought the webcam. That's wonderful. Now if he would win the lottery and buy me a new laptop, okay, and new cameras, more new laptops, some new cards, some new books, yay! I'm dreaming. We're all allowed to dream. That's what it's all about. All right.